Prior to Game 6, I said the Cavs have a date with the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Final. Well, if they're going to fulfill that prophecy, they got to win on the road in Detroit in a Game 7. The Pistons will be a 4.5-point favorite. The total sits at 205.5. That is a low total, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to talk about it here in this video. The Cavs lose Game 6 by a score of 115-94. Cleveland shot just 39% from the field, 34% from beyond the arc. The free throw disparity that I talked so much about in my last video, it continued to some degree. The Cavs had an edge of 30-19 in free throw attempts. That comes after they had an edge of 38-20 in free throw attempts in Game 5 and 34-12 in Game 4. And JB Bickerstaff certainly voiced his opinion about that, and I voiced mine. I mentioned that the Detroit Pistons ranked third in the NBA in free throw attempts per game during the regular season, and they all of a sudden can't buy a call in the playoffs. Meanwhile, their opponents are getting an astronomical amount of free throw attempts, and I don't believe that that's a natural occurrence, and it's kind of it screwed up my handicapping. I had the Cavs team total over in the last game, and we lost that bet, and it didn't work out. I'm still not sure it wasn't the right bet to make. I mean, the Cavs traditionally play better at home. They score a lot more points at home than they do on the road, and it's difficult to predict when a team's going to lay an egg the way the Cavs laid an egg in Game 6. And it's really difficult to hypothesize how they're going to come out here in a Game 7 after laying an egg at home. I mean, that what it appeared to be their best chance to win the series. I don't think many people believe they've got too much of a shot here in Game 7. So really surprising to see them struggle to the degree that they did. I'm not surprised that Detroit won the game. I'm surprised at how they won the game. I will say that James Harden scored 23 points on 6 of 13 shooting, 3 of 8 from three-point range. Now, those look like solid stats, but if you just watch James Harden out there on the court, he looks fat, he looks lazy, he's not challenging shots, he's a liability on defense, he looks old. I'm not sure what we can expect from a guy like James Harden here on the road in a Game 7. Donovan Mitchell, 18 points on 6 of 20 shooting. Mitchell's a streaky guy, and all of a sudden he's cooled off. That's also not good news for the Cavs heading into Game 7. Prior to Game 5, the Cavs averaged 100 points per game on the road, roughly, and over 118 points at home. Game 5 is the only game in these playoffs that the Cavs got a win on the road, and that was aided by that monstrosity 38 free throw attempts to 20 for the, or 19 for the Cavs. No, 38-20 it was. That disparity in favor of the Cavaliers, and they needed overtime to win that game. And they got phenomenal games from both James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. Both shot the ball quite well. Difficult to see that happening again on the road here in this Game 7. The NBA playoff Game 7s after the first round, long-standing trend since 2023. No, since 2003, Game 7s after the first round have gone under the number 72% of the time. That stat comes courtesy of Ralph Michaels. So I mentioned the total, 205.5, looks pretty low. It's low for a reason. Traditionally, we see Game 7s go under the number. Now, we saw 3 Game 7s in round 1, and all 3 of them went over the number. And I told you, because I had the under in several of those games. I can't remember if it was all 3 or if it was 2 of the 3, but I said, next Game 7, I'm still betting the under. And you can take that to the bank. We're going to talk about the Detroit Pistons. Before we do, let me tell you about a few promotions we have available for the summer. Let's start it off with a comment. And this is a comment that I've shared several times in the last few videos. This came on Sunday, I believe. You couldn't have been any more right today, buddy. Amazing pick selection, amazing thesis, and great calls. Now, I invite everybody at the end of every video. I say, if you got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, And I tossed up an air ball in my last video on the Cavs Pistons, and I went, looking for some negative comments that I could share with you today so we could all have a good laugh about it. But I got to clap it up to you guys. I couldn't find a single negative comment, just everybody agreeing with me and complimenting me. I didn't expect that, but at the end of the day, we're 12-5, 71% with our last 17 NBA free picks on this channel. We did have the Minnesota Timberwolves for the first half in the other game. However, I did give you 2 winning props in that video as well. So it's not like it's the end of the world. So let's talk promotions. 1 year all access, $999. And I did see a few people commenting $1,000 is a lot of money, and you're right. But if you're going to bet on sports, you got to have a bit of money tucked away to even consider getting involved in sports betting. And this is an investment that pays off. This is absolutely the cheapest way to buy my picks, or any other handicapper's picks for that matter. You get the pick price down to less than $1 per game. That beats the hell out of paying $25, $30 a game sporadically buying picks. This actually sets you up to be successful and profit from your sports betting habit. So I strongly recommend this particular package. You asked me how I'm doing the last 365 days. Number 1 at WagerTalk with MLB player props. Number 1 with Moneyline sides in all sports at WagerTalk the last 365 days. We're on a 20-6, 77% run with NHL in the playoffs. Perfect 11-0 with NBA Moneyline sides in 2026. And that Moneyline sides run I'm telling you guys about. Number 1 at WagerTalk with Moneyline sides the last 365 days. We're only 2 weeks away from Major League Baseball being the only show in town, and it's all the sides are pretty much going to be Moneyline sides. So, just something to keep in mind. And if you're not following me on Twitter, at Jesse Schule, you should be following me. Check out the pinned tweet, an article detailing a history of winning big in the NBA playoffs. If you haven't checked that out, you should check it out. Now let's talk about the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons shot 52% from the field, 44% from three-point range in Game 6. Cade Cunningham just 21 points on 7 of 19 from the field, 5 of 10 from beyond the arc, played 42 minutes in the game. I talked about the under trend in Game 7s. The other trend that I find holds true is star players normally get the bulk of the shot attempts in these elimination games, in these Game 7s. Teams definitely want to ride the horse that got them there. They want the ball in the hands of their best player. I expect Cade Cunningham to play 40-plus minutes in this game. I expect him to attempt north of 25 shots in this game, and I expect him to go over his points total of 26.5. After all, he leads the playoffs in scoring, averaging 29.3 points per game. Detroit ranks number 4 in the playoffs in point differential, plus 4.1. Cleveland ranks 6th, and they actually have a negative point differential, minus 0.6. Duncan Robinson missed Game 5, and that really hurt Detroit, I believe. He's scored 14 points on 4 of 7 shooting. All 4 of those attempts, or all 4 of those makes, were three-point attempts. He was 4 of 7 from beyond the arc in Game 6. He only played 20 minutes in the game. He's coming back from a sore back. You expect him to play in this Game 7. There's no reason for him to sit out unless he absolutely cannot go, but he's expected to play in this game. He's made 4+ threes in 4 of his last 5 games in this series, and his three-point make number is sitting at 2.5 plus 144. I really like Duncan Robinson to go over that 2.5 made threes here in this Game 7. He's gone over that number in 11 of his last 15 games overall. I'm going to take the under. I'll take under 205.5. I'll take Cade Cunningham to go over his points, and I'll take Duncan Robinson to go over his missed threes, and I'll hope and I'll pray that this game is decided by the players on the court and not the referees blowing the whistle. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you've got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, hit me up in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.